Monday reaction with Roni, and it's that time again, a 4-0 thumping win for the Arsenal. I thought we were fantastic the entire game. And Bournemouth, obviously, they can be a tricky team, but they have struggled so far this season. And I was really impressed with the way that Arsenal were able to control most of the game. Once again, refereeing decisions this weekend. Even in the Arsenal game, we got 2 penalties, which was clear Stonewall penalties, but other decisions in the game just seemed to be really strange from the referees. But obviously, Arsenal won their game. There's other teams that couldn't get a win due to refereeing decisions. And it's really, really disappointing to see in the Premier League. But that is what it is. Arsenal starting lineup, Raya in goal. He had a decent game. I see he's got a 6.9 rating here. He didn't have much to do. Everything he did well. Ben White had a good game at right back. Saliba right centre back. So our back five the same as expected. Gabriel at left centre back and Zinchenko at left back. And then obviously in midfield we had Rice, who came back. Obviously had a bit of a back issue, which seemed like it could be a serious thing. And he just controlled the game. He obviously probably played within himself as well, because Arsenal are now finding ways to control football games, and that is the most important thing. And then obviously Odegaard and Declan Rice also in midfield. And then obviously up front, Bukayo Saka, and then obviously Jesus again on the left wing, and Nketiah through the middle. I thought Nketiah did well. Once again, it's a bit of a concern that he's not really able to finish opportunities. He had a 1 or 2 good chances. Jesus had a really good game, and Saka was fantastic. Unfortunately, Arteta taking too long to take him off, and it seemed like he had some sort of injury coming off. But sometimes he always looks like that. He gets kicked off the park, and I'm sure that he will be okay. I'm not entirely sure how Arteta is going to go with the team against Lens, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. But in terms of Bournemouth's opportunities, I don't think they had much. I think Arsenal were just really too good on the day, with the way we controlled the game, as well as the way that we are able to create chances. And at times the football was superb, and a 4-0 win was well deserved. Just in terms of the substitutions, I thought Smith Rowe once again looked bright, and it was just a superb display from him. However, he didn't finish his opportunities. Arsenal could have had 6, 7 or even 8 goals in this game, but I wasn't too concerned with the wastefulness, because we were creating good opportunities, and on another day we could have scored much more. In terms of from a defensive standpoint, Saliba and Gabriel again outstanding at the back. Zinchenko controlling things in terms of duels. He did well in his duels as well. And then obviously in midfield, Declan Rice controlling our midfield, the way he's able to make passes. And when a pass goes astray, or he has to actually get to the ball, when a midfielder from Bournemouth is trying to create an overload or create a counter-attacking opportunity, then he's just there. He tends to be able to be quite good with regards to his interceptions, and I really look forward to seeing what Arteta is going to do when Thomas Partey comes back. Will Thomas Partey play inverted right back roles when Zinchenko has a bit of a rest and Tommy Yasso plays at left back? That's going to be interesting to see. Obviously against low block teams, I can understand it didn't work against those low block teams, but maybe he will persist with it, so that's going to be interesting to see. And then obviously just an overview on some of the stats. Arsenal 57.6 possession. At the end of that, it was for large amount of time or periods in the game, it was 70%. Arsenal winning most of their duels, aerial duels. Arsenal were very good in the aerial duels. It shows here 62.5%. I thought it was even better than that. I think that stat is wrong. 2 offside, 6 corners each. Looked okay from corners once again. Arsenal are one of the better teams from corners, surprisingly, because some of our corners that we take, the actual taking of the corners, tends to be too close to the keeper or doesn't beat the first man. But we are doing well. And then obviously 4 goals. We had 15 shots. We allowed 8 shots, but only 1 on target. Arsenal were in full control. 8 of the shots was on target as well. Shot accuracy 53%, not bad. Only 12% from Bournemouth. Blocked shots, not so much. And then shots inside the box, 14 and 7. So despite the fact that they had 1 shot on target Bournemouth. They had 7 shots inside the box, and then outside the box, both 1 each. From a defensive standpoint, tackles won. Strangely enough, only 35% from Arsenal out of their 28 tackles won, so that's quite a strange one. 9 interceptions each, so obviously Arsenal had a lot of the ball. 545 passes compared to 389, only 5.7% in our long range passes accuracy. Our pass accuracy across the day was 88.3%. Pass accuracy in our own half was 82%. Sorry, in the opposition half 82%, and in our own half, because the centre backs obviously pass between each other and the goalkeeper, 91%. Successful crosses 50%, only 4 crosses, whereas 13% from 15 crosses for Bournemouth. So they weren't allowed to really play through the middle. They tried to go out wide at times, but they weren't really able to get anything. And then obviously Kai Havertz, the only yellow card in the game, extremely strange, because the exact same thing happened to Kai Havertz as well as Jesus, and Billing didn't get booked, whereas Kai Havertz got booked for I thought he actually won the ball. I don't know why it is that the referee said that it was a yellow card, but we accept that, we take it. There was obviously worse things that happened to other teams. Once again, the PGMOL having to do an apology letter. I saw Arsenal got 2 apologies last season at Man United and the Brentford situation, and Liverpool also getting quite a few apologies, and that is obviously not going to help you in terms of the game itself or the result. It doesn't change the result. So very, very disappointing from the PGMOL situation. You've got all these referees that weren't really good when they were referees. Now they are in control or in charge of the other referees, and that is very disappointing and concerning. There's lots of people that feels the excitement is taken away from a goal. I personally get concerned every time. I mean, our goals are normal goals, and then you're still concerned that the referee might end up chalking it off. So that's also a concern. The goals that you score, it's a big game. Arsenal, Man City coming up. Is there going to be a controversial situation again? So we just don't trust these referees. There's no such issues in the Bundesliga or La Liga. I know there was a couple of games ago where there was huge issues in the Barcelona game. Hint, hint, another Barcelona game where there's issues from a refereeing standpoint. But generally in La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Eredivisie, there isn't all this. I know there's much more eyes on the Premier League, but the mistakes that's being made are basic mistakes, not drawing the lines. The angles that's being shown are not right. When there's a bad tackle, they pausing it, or in slow motion, when in real time it's not that bad. So all those things are stuff to look out for in big games that's still coming. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, Arsenal, Tottenham, Arsenal later on. So that's a concern for me, but you have to control your controllables, and dominating a game, taking your chances and all that is going to be important, especially in big games, because you have to be concerned now with the referees. So really good win for Arsenal. We've got RC Lens tomorrow night. That's Tuesday evening. So I'm actually going to record the Gunning Truth show on Wednesday after that, so that I can obviously review a bit more this Bournemouth game, review the Lens game, and look ahead to Manchester City. So a bumper show on Wednesday, extended show. Obviously at the end of the week I will have my podcast where I look more into the Man City game, hopefully some team news, and hopefully no more injuries, and then off your game with Josh and Roni, where we do some videos previewing the upcoming weekend. So a huge week for Arsenal. They can get a very good let's say more important away win, because Sevilla are picking up form, so that could be a very tricky game especially, and then PSV away could be tricky away. So getting a win against Lens, they have been struggling. I know they got a good result a couple of days ago, but I think they did, but they are the weaker team in this group, so hopefully we are able to take control of that. And then obviously we've got the big game against Manchester City on Sunday. Huge game. Arsenal need to start getting wins against Man City. We got a draw. We did well in the Community Shield, but no one looks at that game. When you win, it's yay. If you lose or draw, no one really worries about it, because it's being seen as a curtain raiser, a glorified cup, pre-season cup trophy. So not a lot gets looked into that. Obviously Man City wanted it, Arsenal wanted it, in terms of just the two teams and the building that rivalry. But it's very important that Arsenal get the win, and hopefully Trossard or Martinelli are both okay, and they can both maybe each one get 45 minutes each. I don't know how to put it, but yeah, we can't have a situation at home against a Man City team that's going to be robust on the ball, aggressive on the ball. We can't really have Nketiah playing through the middle and Jesus on the left again. We have to have a solution at the left wing. Trossard was on the bench yesterday or Saturday, and he didn't come on. So hopefully he's going to be okay. Hopefully Martinelli is back, and hopefully Thomas Partey is there. It's none of those three names that I mentioned has played or been involved in training, I would assume, to a lesser extent Trossard. So you can't expect the three of them will start again on Sunday. But we will have to wait and see what happens with the Thomas Partey situation when he does come back. Will Thomas Partey start and Rice and Ødegaard in the midfield three? Will Havertz do a little bit better and get a sustainable run? Or will Vieira come in? Very interesting to see. Arsenal, Man City next week, but a fantastic win for Arsenal. We are there and thereabouts in terms of the league position, 1 point off Man City, and we're playing them on Sunday. We really need to get the result in that one. Good win against Bournemouth. Let's hope that there's not too many issues tomorrow. Even if it's a narrow win against Lens, a win is important. We can always focus on performances at the later stage, but let's just get the win against Lens tomorrow night, and then it's 6 points out of 6, with hopefully PSV and Sevilla drawing, because that's going to be a tricky game for the two of them. So they're playing each other as well. And then Sunday, the big one. Come on, you Gunners!